Peace, y'all. Campaign Live, welcome. Thursday, February 27th. We're black, we're back. Um, Happy Savior's Day to everybody celebrating Savior's Day, and happy Ramadan, man. Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan Mubarak coming up tomorrow night. Ramadan starts for us tomorrow night, Friday night. Man, back to back, divine uh frequencies. What's good with y'all, man? Peace. This is Campaign Live. News, views, live callers, comments, um, opinions, all that good stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff I'm not going to speak on, so I'm just going to let y'all speak and I'm going to respond. But yeah, February 27th, peace to everybody. Third Eye TV, salute. I got your message too, Third Eye. So yeah, I mean, I'm here. Matter of fact, let me put this up real quick. Immediately put the link in the chat. Invent One, salute. Salam, peace to you. Peace to everybody. Thursday. Got over the hump yesterday. There's a StreamYard link. Third Eye, if your peoples, or you said somebody that wanted to hop on. And thank you for the Cash App too, Third Eye. I got that. Bro C, salute, peace and blessings to you and the family, and to all the righteous. K Solo, peace, and blessings, and victory and health. You know what I mean? Man, I'm here, no particular subject, just current events, fresh off of Savior's Day yesterday, of course. Happy Savior's Day to all the members of the NOI, MGT, GCC, FOI, and happy Ramadan to all Muslims worldwide, globally. Ramadan Mubarak. Man, just back to back on them. So yeah, news, views, live callers, video stream, comments, opinions. We going there, whatever y'all talking about. That's what I'm talking about. King AZ, walaikum salam. I was on earlier talking a little bit about Gene Hackman passing away. You know, the famous actor that played Lex Luthor in the first Superman movie, the one that, of our generation. And I went into certain signs and communications that I got out of that. It's a lot more stuff going on I didn't really want to talk on regarding like Epstein, so-called Epstein files and stuff like that. Shouts out Tank, you know, Abdul Wahid Tank, formerly Javante Tank Davis. I think he fight this Saturday, the first day of Ramadan, so that ought to be interesting because you know he's Muslim now. So I'm definitely, inshallah, gonna be tuned in for that because I'm a big Tank fight fan. Big Yusuf, Wrench Mob God Mods is the craziest. Salute, Ramadan Kareem. Invent One, hacking the genes, yeah. Gene Hackman. I mean, that's how the gods communicate with us. That's especially if he causes or takes them on his birthday or the day before, which you know, now they saying that allegedly him and his wife and his dog passed away on the 25th, and that was, I mentioned that date too. That was the date of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad departing from among us exactly 50 years ago. So I was on the lookout for either day, anything that happened on either day or both days. So I'm sure more happened that the government or the above top secret people ain't telling us about, but it's going to come out. But in the meantime, we continue to do our work. So we here sharing the information, sharing news, views, opinions, comments, understandings, interpretations. All I'm trying not to share is emotions. I am not concerned about no emotions. I want to be cheerful. I want y'all to be cheerful. I want y'all to, you know, just to be a positive frequency, positive spirited place to listen every day or every night. But I ain't into emotions. So I'd rather share data, share information, truth, proof, receipts. That's it. Evidences, even if it's circumstantial evidence, even if it's hearsay. I like to even back up my hearsay with witnesses, with witnesses, more than 4 witnesses, because I'm a Muslim over here. Channel R, salute. Channel R, see you. Wrench Mob, Adrian, Big Adrian, Wrench Mob, God Mod, Earl Time, salute. Yeah, Channel R, that was 50 years ago. 50 years ago, as of 2 days ago. And the 50th, I mean, this is for anybody that's into this, because I'm a Muslim. And with us in the NOI, Islam is mathematics. Islam is mathematics. So you know, if anybody that's claiming to be 5%ers, you know, they claim that they don't do Islam, or they not living Islam, or they don't live by Islam, they don't practice Islam, then, you know, I don't see how you practicing mathematics or claiming mathematics and you're not claiming Islam. But we you know, we are seriously into numbers and anything dealing with numbers, which is you know, measurement of time and motion, time and space and motion. So that's what we do. And 50 years ago, what the Quran, the 50th chapter or the 50th surah is called Qaf, Q-A-F, Qaf. And that is, according to the Quran and according to Islamic scholars and whatnot, that is the most mysterious letter. It's known, the meaning is known only to Allah. So for this to be the 50th year, representing the 50th verse or surah being Qaf, that letter that no man knows but Allah himself. And to me, that's equivalent with the Bible, where it says, you know, a name that no man knew that he had written, and that he gave, you know, the Son of Man gave that same name to his people. He gave the name of God to his people, gave the name of the new city Jerusalem to his people, and he gave his own name. And you know, a name that no man knew but he himself. These are new names. So Qaf is that remind me of that. And I'm sure we will see this mystery revealed in this hour, in this season. So, you know, I don't just be talking for the sake of talking. I absolutely don't freestyle. Absolutely don't freestyle or just make up something with my imagination. Anything that you hear me say is a product of intense study, decades of study, and the gift of revelation. The gift of revelation. I'm just going to tell you, it is what it is. It's a gift of having a direct communication with the God that's alive, you know, and we can prove it. But yeah, you know, cheers. Cheers to y'all. Peace and blessings. And I'm opening up the lines early. You see the StreamYard link in the chat. Anything y'all want to talk about, we can talk about it. Same day parlay, peace. Earl Time, salute. Willie Copperfield. Yeah, that's a crazy name. Can you speak Arabic? No, I don't speak Arabic. Other than prayers, other than you know, prayers and a few words. No, I don't speak Arabic. I know a few Arabic words, but I don't speak it. You know. Channel R, mathematics is awesome. I love math in college and did well. Business calculus is well respected. Yeah, any type of math that's the language of the creation and the creator. The language and the nature of the creator and the creation is mathematics, the universal language. Earl Time, I'm only 48, recently born day, based on the Roman calendar, right? But I'm a student and have accomplished BBA degrees. Guess what? It was a milestone, but we know just a number in my book. That's right. But salute to you and congratulations on that accomplishment, because any type of discipline, especially mind discipline and moral discipline, mental health, mental improvement, and moral improvement is absolutely should be saluted and praised and rewarded. So shouts out to you, Earl Times. Mathematics and science is probably well respected as well. Yeah. Mathematics, you can't have science without mathematics. Because science is just the study of. It's how you acquire knowledge. Science just means the study of. So there's no quality study without mathematics. Mathematics just means measurement, the ability to accurately record or observe anything. That's mathematics, or predict. Earl Times, I know Arabic some because of my older brother that's coming home soon. Man, that's a blessing. Yeah, I would love to learn it or know Arabic, and God willing, before I leave this planet, I will learn it. For Allah, please. But right now, I don't know it. So first things first, God, not that you're not talking about religion. Whenever I say God, I'm never talking about religion. I'm talking about just the reality of the war of good and God people over wickedness or wicked people. And the God or gods, they don't require us to learn a whole nother language. You know what I'm saying? The God is powerful enough to come and reveal whatever divine revelations in our language, even if it's Ebonics, even if it's bastard language. He's still going to communicate it thoroughly enough and perfectly enough that we can be successful and be victorious even in any language, as long as we're using the principles of mathematics. But we could be speaking all kind of bastard language, which we are. K Solo, can you please teach a little on the 24th scientist? Okay, I'm gonna leave that up there, but I'm gonna come back to it. I'll ask because of the need to cross-reference. Right. Sarad one, salute, wa alaikum salam. Optimistic James, I know Hebrew, me a beer, and I know Hebrew, me a beer, and I partake. I don't understand that. Is that a joke, or I don't understand that? Brother Cam, did you see a new documentary on Master Father Muhammad with AI technology by Alam Khan posted on YouTube yesterday? No, I didn't. Can you put that in the chat, Big Yusuf? Put that in the chat so we can all check it out. Or you want to let us know, did you think it was disrespectful? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it inspirational? What about it? What about it? Earl Times, I'm just like Brother Cam. I can see beyond what the ops think we are blinded to. Yes, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, or the Most High. My bad. Same person to me, but Most High is amazing. Supreme Touch, peace and blessings to you. Salute. Channel R, a God would have to be language, have to be language, or have to use language, have to have a language. Peace, Nate the Greatest, salute, peace. Let me go back to my bro K Solo's comment. Can you please teach a little on the 24th scientist? Well, I would have to, since it's more than, it's people watching. In the Bible mentions the 24 elders, or the 24 elders, like when the Lamb had appeared before the throne, and it looked like he had been slain from the foundation of the world, or the foundation of the earth, but he still was in good enough condition, or strong enough to take the book from the Father, or the God who sat on the throne, took the book that he held in his hand and started breaking the seals, and the elders, started praising God and took off their crowns. The 24 elders that attended the throne of God, that stayed around the throne of God, that represents 24 holy wise scientists, or gods. That's all gods are, as scientists. Gods are human beings, but they are the most supreme in knowledge, wisdom, understanding, force, and power. Human beings are gods. And the Most High, the circle, the exalted assembly, or the exalted Most High circle of gods has always been 24 men. This is what we taught in the Nation of Islam. This is revelation by Master Fard Muhammad, who is the superior of the 24 scientists and has surpassed the 24 scientists. But he taught us ever since the deportation of the moon from the earth. The moon and the earth used to be together, and 66 trillion years ago, we were taught that explosion took place. One of the gods, I'm not gonna get into it, but tried to destroy the earth and destroy all of us, and was unable. But he was successful in blowing out a big chunk of the earth that we call moon, and all of the water that was on that part of the earth fell back on this part of the earth, and that's why our surface today of the earth is 3/4 covered with water and 1/4 covered with land, because we have the water from that other part that got blew out. But that after that happened, the secret identity of God was hidden from the public, and that was 66 trillion, not billion, not million, but 66 trillion years ago. So we're taught that the specific identity, knowledge and identity, wisdom, understanding and identity of God, and who and what and how and why God is, and how God works and what God is, has been hidden from the public for 66 trillion years, because that last calamity that happened caused the gods to restrain the people, restrain certain knowledges and powers and understandings and wisdoms and certain freedoms, because we are also taught that this present creation, the creation of the heavens and the earth and the universe and all that we see, is approximately 76 trillion years old. So it was only 10 trillion years old when that happened. So relatively speaking, human beings or the gods or whatever were still immature. We were still immature. We didn't know God. The reality of God is not all knowing like that. God is constantly growing and evolving and learning and improving. So perfection don't exist the way this world definition of it is. Perfection is relative. It's constantly moving. It's constantly, so perfection is just relative to a certain thing that somebody is trying to accomplish in a specific period or time. And once you accomplish that thing, you perfected that, then that's the beginning of something else. So that's actually the beauty of existing, is that there's no such thing as a ceiling or a limit or an end. It's unlimited progress. It's unlimited growth, unlimited. So the 24 scientists they realized that we were still yet immature or underdeveloped as a species, a Allah, and the originator, the very first one of us that started this, from 76 to 78 trillion years is the estimate, because there was nobody there to record it. So we can't set a date to it. But the originator did not create himself or this form of the creation with knowledge. Knowledge is not what was used. Intelligence and willpower is what was used, because there was no such thing as knowledge. Knowledge is something that you have to do once you develop brain, you know what I'm saying? And once you can look back and study what it is that was done. So for trillions of years, we're taught that the original gods, or the reproductions of the gods searched for a mystery God that started this creation, because they didn't know who established and who originated it. They knew it existed. They know they had force and power over it, but they didn't know who started it. They didn't. So for trillions of years, the sons of God or the son of man, the reproductions of the originator, searched for who originated this in the first place, and they was never able to find a mystery originator. So then they, through that study, had determined, and through experimentation of the forces and being able to manipulate and control the forces and bring things into existence themselves, then they determined that we must be the ones who did it, because they studied, they already knew about the law of reproduction and how, a baby is born without knowledge, but it still has data. It still has data in each one of its cells, and data is passed from one cell to another before it dies or before it sheds. So throughout eons and billions of years, we was able to establish study. The originator, the very first one, had to study himself after he created himself and got himself to a certain stage that he was able then to study himself. And he saw in himself a comfort or a companion for himself called woman. So he divided himself into a pair, a male and a female. They both are Allah. It's just the male expression of Allah and the female expression, but the male expression is dominant and more strong because that was the active expression or the active function that penetrated, and that was the aggressive motion that allowed that atom, his atomic motion to build up in the first place. The woman is more passive or reaction. She's the reactor. The male function or the male attribute is the actor, the doer, the penetrator, the pusher forward. That's why we got the little phallic, symbol that we push forward and we shoot something forward. You know what I'm saying? The woman has the hole or whatever that receives, and when she receives was penetrated into her, then she reproduces it. She reacts to that initial action and she reproduces it. So, but the 24th, the reason why the question was, can you please teach a little on the 24th? Out of the 24 scientists, there's always one that's the ultimate judge, the supreme out of all of the 24. That's wiser than all the other 23. And he sits as the judge to determine whether or not what the other 23 want to do or want to bring into existence should be done. So this 24th scientist, his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and power is always passed down to one of his sons through trillions of years of time. And that's always the superior, the supreme one. So Allah is all righteous people. All righteous people are Allah, and the species itself is called Allah. But of the species and of the righteous, there's always one individual man that is the supreme of the Allahs, the Allah of the Allahs, the God of gods, the Lord of lords, the King of kings. So that supreme Allah is the 24th scientist, and that's who Master Fard Muhammad has surpassed. And his father, from what I understand, his father, who we think his name is Alfonso, was the 24th scientist of this cycle. So he was superior to the other 23, and the other 23 didn't even want to come after us, the lost sheep, the lost found, Negroes, the ones that was mentally dead and lost. They just wanted to hit the reset button and destroy everything, destroy the devils and destroy us and whatever, and just start all over again. But the supreme being at that time, which I believe was Master Fard Muhammad's father, he disagreed with the other 11 because there's 12 major elders or God scientists and 12 minor. So the 12 major is, because it's compartmentalized, broken in ranks. Even though it's 24, 12 of them is like vice presidents, and the 12 majors like presidents. And then of that, there's a ruler, a superior one over all of them. So 12 leaders, the 12 most, major ones conferred or met in the root of civilization regarding us, the lost found nation of Islam in the West, that should return, would not be able to return to our own. It was a meeting regarding us. Like, don't waste time and energy. They too far gone. They can't be saved. They can't be resurrected. So all of the other guys was basically, believing that. But Master Fard Muhammad's father, that 24th scientist, disagreed and said, no, I think I can get him. You know what I'm saying? So he left the circle of the gods and produced the son himself and taught and trained that son himself and took him around to other gods and other scientists to get priceless bits of wisdom and powers and ability, or teachings that would grow his powers and abilities to be able to perform that function of seeking and saving us and resurrecting us and making us into a new and perfect people, and which is fulfilling the scriptures of the prophets and the Bibles and the Qurans and Torahs and all of that. So the 24 scientists represented him, but then Master Fard Muhammad, when he surpassed the 24 scientists and became equal in knowledge, wisdom, understanding, force, and power with the originator that started the creation in the first place. That's why we say Allah, the originator, in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, because now he is, you could say each God after the originator was an improvement or evolution of the originator, because naturally the longer that you live and experience, the more you're going to know and the more you're going to grow. But it's the same mind, it's the same being, meaning it's the same mind, aim, will, purpose, function, just in the new cell, in the new vessel. So that data that's in this cell got transferred to the new, young, fresh cell, and the older one can die off and make room for the young one to continue where the older one left off. So all of us is Allah. All of us is Allah. But as far as these top 24 and then the top one of the 24 throughout time is that specific supreme being, that 24th scientist. So Master Fard Muhammad has completed that and broken up that whole cycle, so that does not need to exist anymore. He said that he came to make us equal with the 24, meaning us, the ex-slave people that he left heaven for. He left the circle of the gods to come save us, to make us greater than them. So hopefully I didn't take too long, and I'm sure that's just spark all kind of more questions that I'll be happy to answer. So yeah, let me go and scroll through that now. Did you see? Can't see beyond. Adrian said, I saw the documentary and Alam Khan is running with the Wally Dodd Ford character. Yeah, well, then that's pure BS then. If you're talking about any Wally Dodd Ford or whatever, or some Australian or wherever they said he was, that's pure BS. K Solo, I saw a little of the documentary. They're mixing truth with falsehood. And that's great, because that gives us the opportunity to hurl the truth at the falsehood and expose how technology really works. Technology works. You have to use some truth with and add falsehood to it. Nobody is just going to deceive us on 100% lies. That's impossible. You have to use some profound, attractive truth to draw us in, to make us suspend our disbelief, the willing suspension of disbelief, and get you open with the profound truth that's fascinating, that you love to hear. That's how they get you. So I'm gonna watch it just so I can nuke bomb it and bring it back to y'all and react to it. So that'd be great. Never fear, never worry. watch how it turns out. Salute. SD, peace to you, peace and blessings to you. Okay, cool. I see y'all put the documentary in the chat. I watched 30 minutes of the doc. It's too much back and forth for me to follow. I understood the beginning of the NOI. I'm not associated, by the way, willing to see. Yeah, so y'all can ask me any question though, based on what you saw. I ain't seen it, but test me. You know what I'm saying? Test me, quiz me. Ask me anything that didn't look right or that you think was right. Anything that disturbs you or anything that sounded kind of too fascinating or too weird or didn't line up. I didn't see it, but ask me. Put me to the test right now. Said the map they show is not accurate Earl times. That's why they distract us from. You can't even go in certain areas if you're in the ocean without being diminished. Why is that? Yeah, I don't know. Channel R, does Tupac and DJ Pooh on your banner mean something? What is it? No, it's just a picture. That's the clearest picture that I had with Tupac. It's just one that him and DJ Pooh took. I think the year. I don't know. That wasn't the year or the. We was in Vegas. That was at Club 662 or Suge Club, but that wasn't right before he passed. That was like a year before or something like that. But no, that's just an old banner that I just never changed. I wasn't even using YouTube. I wasn't even on YouTube. So it don't mean nothing. Optimistic James Wade, if a woman is of man, how do they birth? If man is like fertility, why does they say a woman is fertility? I don't understand the question. You can hop on a live with me, Optimistic James. I don't understand type questions. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I be going on live and taking live calls, because I'm not going to understand your question, especially on something like this. I have to hear for your voice to understand. I have to hear what you're getting at, because text messages ain't gonna do it for me. Channel R, even before an infant, an intelligence or awareness cells had to duplicate and reproduce, right? So you got to ask yourself, what is the intelligence? Like, does a baby have knowledge? Who teaches a baby to suck their thumb? Who teaches a baby to suck on the nipple of the mama when as soon as they born? What teaches a little pod of new hatched spiders? What teaches spiders to spin their webs? The mama don't. Is that knowledge? Are they spinning the web with knowledge? What are they using to spin them web? Little baby spiders that never existed before, that know how to spin a web. How do they know that? Is that called knowledge? What is that? So that's what I mean. It's intelligence. But intelligence is not knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You can have pre-programmed instincts and intelligence, but is that knowledge? Is it knowledge before you ever experience something? How do you have knowledge with no experience? Does the 24th scientist have a name? Yeah, that's what I just said. His name was the 24th scientist of this cycle, I believe, which is Master Fard Muhammad's biological father, was named Alfonso. But we have lessons that mention a few of their names. One is Osman Sharif and Shah, and it's a few names, but with the guys, names are not important. Their actions is what's important. They're the secret societies and the elite rulers of the shadow governments, they pattern their whole secret society after the righteous God secret society, meaning that that's part of what they don't want to be is known, or their names are not important. Their faces and names is not important. It's they works, their actions is what's important. Optimistic. Peace.
No, but appreciate you, man, trying to taking my question.
Yes, sir.
I was wondering if babies is being made from what they say, women as being the fertile soil, then what is the man that births the soil? We the actually, I mean, in my mind, to what's to say, you know what I mean, is we are actually the fertilizer. We ignite the egg that's in the land that actually births what comes. It's like the queen bee mess around and can't have honey without the rest of the male people bringing her the honey.
What was your question? Was it a question that you had, or you was just sharing?
It was how is a woman is a comp of being the fertile whenever we are the actual fertilizer.
Yeah, fertile means soil. Like soil is fertile. We carry the seed, like you say, and the fertilizer, but they're the soil. We wouldn't be able to grow if it wasn't no soil to put it in.
So a woman can't be the fertile womb holding the egg. We are the fertilizer that ignites the life that comes from it, like a bee does honey.
Well, both of them have to be fertile. The man have to be fertile and the woman have to be fertile.
And in that comes the whole thing of the religious point of why a man can fertilize many lands and a woman can stay home.
I don't know. I don't know what you talk about, but they both have to be fertile, bro. The man has to be fertile and the woman has to be fertile.
I might not have caught like the whole thing that you was talking about before because I just caught on about the last 5 minutes, and in the last 5 minutes we was talking about the Muslim or Islam thing, and that made me think of how in that rank men mess around is one man that fertilizes a whole bunch of women, and a woman.
Yeah, I'm not. I hear you, but I'm talking about the first woman. So the first woman came from the what we call man. Like the man is just a representation. The gender called male, or the organ, between our legs that that shape the way that it's shaped. That's just a manifestation or symbolic of the function. The function, which is an active, aggressive, penetrating, pushing forward function of that first being. That first being pushed forward in the darkness. You know what I mean? So once he built up enough of a form of expression, a body for himself, he didn't have a penis. His activity was the penis. His action in the darkness was the penis, right? So once he studied himself and then brought a companion, or saw a companion or a mate or a second self in himself, he brought it out by dividing himself into two, like cells divide, right? They don't have to be fertile. Cells divide. They both already fertile. They just have the power, the intelligence to divide. Now there's two cells, and now those two cells divide, and they four cells. They're not mating with each other. They already have the power to do that.
And that's why I was saying the men in human form is like a bee. A bee stings until they get a whole bunch of honey in a honeycomb, and they got one queen. But we are a man that could fertilize a whole bunch of women and be the king.
Right. If we qualify, we got to be qualified for that.
But some people don't. They
just having sperm don't make you a king.
True, because there's a lot of HIV and everything else. So that's a dirty beast thing.
Right. Yeah. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna take some more callers.
Respect.
I appreciate you, Optimistic.
Thank you.
All right, peace. Mac Muhammad, peace, beloved. The originator created himself from his mind. You're right. The brain came after he created himself into human form, but the mind is infinite. Well, it's not even called mind, is it? Can we even call that mind? So that we getting into areas of reality that this world don't have the correct names for or concepts for. Mind is a product of brain also. What is soul? Soul is a product of body. So what is this thing? What is this? Is it mind? How are you thinking without a brain? So thought and intelligence is two different things. Thought and intelligence is two different things. Just like intelligence and knowledge is two different things. So these are the parts of our reality that we was never taught. This is why we've been considered mentally dead, because these little elementary words or concepts was lumped together and made us think that it's all the same thing, but they all something different. So that's the difference between the bastard English language and Arabic. Arabic, I'm talking about the divine Arabic, because even in Arabic, we still use in limited mental paralysis concepts or tricknology concepts in Arabic. But Arabic is designed to give everything its own identity. It's not no two words like I might say may, like you got May, like the month, or may I have some, it's not going to be the same word meaning 5 and 6 different things. And that's where we lost that right now, because the enemy is not going to teach you, because they don't know it themselves, because but even if they did, their job and their nature and their function is not to teach the slaves, the gods, the sleeping gods, how to wake up and conquer them and replace them. They'll never teach you that. So it takes one of us to be raised by one of us to teach the rest of us. So that's what Master Fard Muhammad did with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's why he's called the first begotten of the dead, of the dead, first begotten of the dead, meaning he was the first of the mentally dead descendants of slaves to receive the direct revelation, supreme wisdom and revelation of hidden secrets of trillions of years from God himself, from the mouth of the supreme being, the supreme God, who has been in hiding for 66 trillion years. He came himself. He didn't send no prophets, no messengers, no angels. He came himself in disguise. So that's a great subject that we can talk all night on that. Earl Times, I was baptized once. He was first. My mother, rest in peace, made sure of it, but years later she converted to Muslim, and I'm black by our biological father, and our mother was Filipino. Okay. Let me scroll. BL Senior, salute. K Solo, salute. Mustafa Jacob, where can we find the 24 scientists? Are they in hiding? Are they in hiding? They might be, nah, they not hiding. They just, don't reveal their identity. You might have seen them before. You might have seen one of them before. That's why the Bible say, be careful how you entertain strangers, because you might be entertaining angels unaware, or you might be entertaining gods unaware, because we are the people that they would be making a priority. Just like we're the people that Satan makes his priority, we're the people that the gods and the 24 scientists now make their priority. So their business, their priority work is for us, the black man and woman of North America, or the Native American, so-called Native American, Indian, indigenous, red and brown people of North America. This is the Jerusalem. This is the Holy Land. This is where God's people is. Randall Robinson, salute. Randall Robinson. I'm scrolling. Frisco, I was breaking point. What was the break? I'm not talking about that, bro, right now. Well, I apologize. I'm sorry because I said you can't ask whatever you want to ask. Frisco L. What was the breaking point that stopped Ice Cube from disassociating with the nation? If you mean associating, yeah, you would have to ask him, Frisco. That's the question. That's a question you had to ask him. I don't even know if he disassociated. I don't, that's a loaded question, but you would have to ask him. You can ask me about me. You can ask me about me, but you don't ask me about him. Soul Barber from salute Cam, trying to attend the Nation of Islam service. Yeah, I'm sure, whatever city or town that you in, there's a Muslim, an NOI mosque or a study group. So yeah, just let me know where you at, and somebody in the chat probably where you from where you from. So just type whatever city is closest to you, major city or whatever city you are. You can type it in the chat, and I can direct you, or somebody in the chat direct you. Monique, salute. I see you, big Monique. You on? See you, Sister Monique. God, Sister Monique. I see you. Scrolling. He was in his created nature. But see, 23 chromosomes from the male, 23 chromosomes from the female produces new life. Absolutely. KMS, where did you get the explanation or history of man seeking science instead of seeking God? I don't understand that question. Is that a secret society teaching or from a book or just passed through word of mouth? Where did you get the explanation or history of man seeking science instead of seeking God? I never said that. I don't understand what you mean by that. Science is seeking. The definition of science is to seek knowledge. So science is the thing that you're using to seek God. So theology is the science of God or the science of self. Theology is a science. So we're not seeking science, we're practicing science. We're practicing science to get the knowledge of God or the knowledge of self. So science is the method. Science is the language or the action that we use to get it. Proceed. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that there was 3 things that our enemy would never teach us. That's the art of war, the art of mating, and the art of business. Absolutely. Or the science. It's not even the art. The science of mating, the science of war, and the science of business. It's not an art until you master it. You know what I'm saying? Don't become art until you master it. You got to be science first. You got to learn it first. And then once we master it, we can be artists with it or artists at it. Nate the Greatest. I was listening to The Enemy today, rapped by Ice Cube, but all I could hear was Cam. All good, all love. Earl Times. I'm in Indiana. What part of Indiana? But I don't claim it. I was born in Louisville, Kentucky, and met Muhammad Ali. That's what's up. The Louisville Lip, huh? Yeah. Went to his high school, played football 3 years later in my age and time. Yeah, Indiana. Yeah, they definitely got a mosque in Indiana. I think that's what Minister Nuri is in Indianapolis, Indiana. So I don't know what part of Indiana you in, but just let us know in what city, and that's easy. That's easy. Okay, I got to the end. All right, I'm up to speed. Them was great questions. Can y'all hit the like button? If y'all don't mind, please hit the like button. Hit the share button. Hit the comment button. Hit me with some questions. I'll be happy to answer them. This is the most fascinating subject because it's you, the subject of God. The knowledge of God is the knowledge of you. The knowledge of God is the knowledge of self. It is not religion. It is not religion. It is knowledge, it's science. The science of self is the science of God. Theology is the science of you, God in you, and you as a God. That is theology. Anytime you hear me talking about God, I am not ever talking about religion. I'm talking about the knowledge of you and me and us. Mr. Brooks, salute, salute. Southern Indiana, Jeffersonville, Indiana, right across the bridge from my hometown, Louisville. Okay. Definitely. So if anybody is in the chat and that's around or that area, I know specifically where that area is because I don't know. Earl Tom say he in Southern Indiana in Jeffersonville. We want to be able to link him up with either a mosque or a study group, the closest NOI mosque or study group by Derby Town. So anybody in the chat, if y'all know a nearest mosque, Nation of Islam mosque or study group near Derby Town, please put it in the chat. And if not, I'll try to just track down that info for you after I get off of here. Madan, salute, Madan, salute. Mac Muhammad, the mind is like software in the computer terms. The brain is the hardware. The brain goes when a person dies, but the mind is tied into Allah's will. Do you like? From what and I don't. That's why I don't like to. Can you get on the live with me, Mac Muhammad? Can you get on the live because I want to say some things and ask you some things because I don't want to go back and forth with type words. You know what I'm saying? Because it take too long. By the time I make a point, and then I might be going on to somebody else's comment, then you're gonna come back after it took you however long to type your response to what I was saying and I left from. So I don't want to waste our brain power and focus, on typing. That's why I don't do type, especially if it's on subjects like that important. So please just hop on the live with me, or I just got to keep on going to something else. There's a StreamYard. Elmatic, salute, Elmatic. Bro C, thank you, Bro C. Thank you, Bro C. I got your Cash App. Thank you. Man, keeping the lights on. Keeping the lights on over here. Campaign Live podcast and West Coast Cam. Make sure y'all subscribe. Subscribe to my West Coast Cam page, also my personal page, and subscribe to this digital soapbox. Hit the notification bell so they ain't sending out no notifications just on GP for me in this subject. They ain't gonna do that. So please make sure that that the notification bell is hit, because I don't go on that often, but when I do, it's like a Dos Equis, you know what I'm saying, or whatever that is. I don't go on often, but when I do, is that the commercial? You know what I'm saying? The most interesting man in the world. I'm already key into many worldwide tune. K Solo say Muhammad Ma 74. 74 is the closest, Earl. So, and you can go to noi.org and it'll help direct you to exactly what phone numbers or addresses or emails of certain particular mosques. noi.org. What else? What else y'all want me to talk about? Any questions? Ramadan is coming up. Are y'all gonna try to join in with us this Ramadan? Try to do 1 day, 2 days, 10 days, try to go the whole 30 days. Because we pushing health. We pushing mental and physical and spiritual and moral health. Because we've been morally poisoned. We've been physically poisoned, as you know, but we've been morally, mentally, and morally poisoned, spiritually poisoned. So we need to detox. We need to get moral healing and get this moral poison, this moral Fauci juice out of our heads and out of our hearts. So that's what fasting is for. Fasting is going to knock out all them birds with one stone. Physical, spiritual, moral, mental, emotional. So join us your own people, your own God nation, the nation of God, the nation of Islam. Allah is just an Arabic word. It ain't no strange, weird cult God. Allah means you. Allah is just the Arabic word for God, which is you, the original people or the righteous people. Even if you're not original, if you're righteous, you are still a member of the body of Allah. You still are an Allah if you're righteous, no matter what race or color or gender you are. And righteous means natural, doing good in harmony with the laws of creation. Everybody can act like we love, as long as you love, that's false. Satan's and devil's love. Just because you love don't mean you're righteous. You could love sin and filth and rebellion and abomination and going against nature. You could love that. That don't mean you're righteous. You're not Allah just because you love. No, we Allah because we love and practice truth, righteousness, natural law. That's a righteous person. That's an Allah, somebody that is truthful, that's in harmony with the laws of natural creation and doing good to others, not poisoning themselves physically or mentally or morally with lies and deception. And you're not poisoning yourself or others. So that's Allah. Supreme touch, yeah, striving to go the whole 30 days. Yeah. And God willing, I'm gonna be on here reading the Quran each day, each part, not the whole thing, but just maybe a few minutes, maybe 30 minutes worth, just so y'all can hear and see how Allah blessed me to process and understand and interpret and decode the Quran and how to apply it to today. And because I've been doing it by Allah's permission so many years, 35 years now, that I didn't even realize, I took for granted the value of the decoded understanding, because we just take these teachings in the nation a lot. We take the teachings and the interpretation and the understanding and the revealing of the hidden meanings that we got from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We take it for granted. We assume that everybody understands it, but I didn't realize how valuable that is until, you're talking with people that are interested now in, reclaiming their own lost ancient knowledge and wisdom and language and culture and lifestyle and nature called Islam. But they don't want to, they don't want to be influenced by Arabs. Just because we speak Arabic, that's our language. We're Semitic people. We created the language called Arabic, but we don't speak it no more. So just because somebody speaks Arabic don't mean they are leaders. You're not our guides or our teachers. No. The Quran say that Allah always raises his messenger and his Messiah speaking the language of the people. He don't require you to learn another language before you can be his beloved, his chosen. No, he's going to go learn your language. So Master Fard Muhammad learned English. He mastered English and came 9,000 miles and mastered all the other sciences of life and mastered the educational system of all the educational systems of the civilized world, so he can come speak our language. He ain't never required us to learn no Arabic. Don't never let nobody tell you that. Ain't got time to learn no Arabic. No, he learned English already and came and gave it to Elijah Muhammad. You ever heard Elijah Muhammad speak Arabic? He raised the whole nation. Have you heard him talking to us in Arabic and saying it's required, it's mandatory that we learn Arabic right now? No, eventually we'll learn it after, in the hereafter, after the influence and the war that we bombarded with these devils is over with. Then yeah, I'll be happy to learn Arabic. I ain't gonna distract myself and no. If I have the time, if you have the time, by all means, if you have the resources and time, we got Arabic class and Arabic teachers and Arabic speaking master Arabic teachers in the Nation of Islam. Minister Imam Sultan Muhammad, master teacher of Quranic Arabic. Yeah, but I ain't got time to go learn that with him. No disrespect, not right now. Maybe your babies do. That's why you should send your children to MUI, Muhammad University of Islam, in all of the major cities of the United States. Let your children learn it, but I ain't got time to learn it. No, I got to fight this. I'm on the battlefield. I got taught to pray in English. I got taught to understand the knowledge of Allah and God and self in English. That's enough to conquer Satan while you live. He gave it to us in English enough, perfect enough in English to be able to conquer the Satan in English. And once he's conquered, and you first, once you cast the dragon out of your own mind and out of your own heart and head first, and you free up that extra time and resources and money and relationships, friendships in all walks of life, especially Arabic speaking friends, then you can learn that. I ain't did that yet, and neither have you. You know what I'm saying? So just because you know how to speak Arabic, just because you know the Quran and you know how to do your prayers, and I don't mean you ain't know Satan. Satan knows Arabic better than we do. Satan know the prayers in the Quran better than we do. Right? Who you think been guarding the Quran this long? Right? It ain't no satanic racism going on in Mecca, Arabia right now? Or is all races equal? Is the original black Arabs running Mecca right now? He said, don't tell me nothing about I got to know Arabic, or if you Arabic, or if you know the Quran, or you know how to. No. Y'all didn't bring that Quran speaking Arabic over here and help us. So I don't want to hear it. Yeah. Right. Supreme touch. Yeah, all the tricks that's being played on us is played on us in English. That's why in the lessons it's English lesson C1, English lesson C2. You don't see Arabic lesson number, nothing. Supreme wisdom. That's supreme wisdom. Don't require my people to learn Arabic. No, I learn English for them. And I put lessons specifically named English lesson. Master English, and you can conquer this Satan. You can grow into God with little study. Men, women, children, old, young, you can accomplish the above said with little study, relatively speaking. Just obey the apostle. Do what you see Elijah Muhammad doing. Did Elijah Muhammad sound like he was an English scholar? Did Elijah Muhammad ever sound like he was an English scholar? Yes or no? No, that's the Musa or the Moses of your Bible and your Quran that had a speech impediment. He didn't speak well. He speak like an illiterate. So much so that he thought the God made a mistake by choosing him to be his messenger. How I'm gonna deliver your message and I can't even speak well? The people gonna mock me. They gonna reject me. And he said, I know your heart though. I made your mouth, but I'll give you a mouthpiece. I'll give you an eloquent speaker as a little brother, a co-messenger. So I'm gonna send you to both. So if you're hearing Elijah Muhammad saying, yeah, I'm the last messenger, he's talking about him and his brother Aaron is the last messenger. He fulfills that. So it's not just him, it's him and Aaron, it's Moses and Aaron that Allah gave them both authority, both a rod, both of them was messengers that was acting as one. Did they speak Arabic? Have you heard Minister Farrakhan, saying that we got to have Arabic? We got to know Arabic? Right, the stammering tongue, right, is speaking clear now. He covers the prophecies of the Bible and Quran in a word. Speak well. Speak. English lesson C1, English lesson C2, English. Just master English. Master the languages you already speaking. And I'll make you a God. And then once you conquer, this devil, then I'll teach you Arabic. And then I'll make you equal with the 24, equal with the holy wise Allah, circle of the gods. Because he already made Elijah that. He made Elijah superior to the 24 before he left from among us, speaking nothing but English. Yeah. Earl Times say that's why churches I visited claiming to speak in tongue, I knew they were speaking blasphemy. Yeah, that's just gibberish. You could be in the spirit, you could really be feeling something, but if you claim you speaking to God or God is speaking to you and you're not interpreting it, you're not telling us exactly what he said, you capping. You capping. You lying. That's not God speaking. That's not speaking to God or God speaking to you. Interpret it. Tell us exactly what he said. Tell us what you said. Tell us what shamalama ding dong means. Tell us what mama say, mama sa, mamaku sa. Tell us what that means. And say the same thing, like actually write it down and let's chart all of these vowel sounds down and tell me what this means. No, I grew up in Christianity. I grew up hearing all of that, seeing the scam and the powerlessness of it. You can't tell me nothing about Christianity. Yeah. So yes, sir. All praises due to Allah for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and for y'all in the person of y'all. All praises due to Allah in the person of y'all for hearing your own knowledge and wisdom and responding to it, because it sparks your own brain. Like, oh, he's speaking my language. I understand those concepts. You wouldn't even understand the concept if it wasn't in your language. This ain't no science fiction story, feel good sci-fi story or fairy tale. This is real. This is true. This is the real power that's in you. You know, it's infinite power of God locked up in you, and you feel like I'm just paralyzed. I'm just I'm in a body, but I know it's supposed to be able to do way more than it's doing, but I can't unlock it. I can't seem to activate these God powers that I know is locked up in me. Yeah, this is how you unlock it. That's why what I say, from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and from Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan does unlock it. It does resonate. It does turn your God pilot light back on. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just a good rapping poet. Like, is anybody's poetry gonna really make you, light up? No. They be like whatever they be doing in the spoken words. Nah, this ain't that. This ain't that. Yeah. I'm telling you something that you can apply right now and you see the product, not just me. You can look at any FOI, any MGT, look at Minister Farrakhan, look at Elijah Muhammad. Just look, listen, look and listen. Listen to what they say. Listen to all this UFO talk now. Listen to all of this, quantum physics, free energy. You know what I'm saying? All this advanced technology that we've been talking about. Listen to why it got buried. Listen to why he said it was going to be revealed and the gods was going to give them a peep into the heavens, and it's the past heavens. The reason why the God is giving his devils and these Satans a peep into the heavens before they destroy them is because these are the past heavens, the past heavens. That's the past physics. That's the past technology. Because he has already mastered the new and has already prepared the new physics, the new math, the new reality. Yeah, so I don't care, how high the technology used to be of all the gods in the past. He perfected that. I could give you all of the supreme technology of the gods of the past, Satan, y'all Satans, and you still wouldn't be able to defeat. That's why I'm giving them to. I'm not giving, I don't know if y'all be following technology, and it's a young dude, young white boy named Ashton Forbes that was on Candace Owens, and I mentioned him a few times. I would suggest y'all follow him, Ashton Forbes, Forbes, and he has really been inspired to disclose and expose a lot of the high science and technology that his own people has been hiding from us and from the population for 50, 60, 70 years now, since Master Fard Muhammad has been sending down high technology for them to back engineer and study. It's a lot going on but the point is, all of this is your power. All of this is your power, your knowledge, your birthright, and it's the old. It's light years ahead of them, but it's old to us. It's old. It's ran through. It's washed up to us. It's Star Trek to them. It's Star Trek to them. It's washed up to us. That's why it's just how they do us. How Lockheed Martin and Northrop, and how they by the time they give us cell phone technology or what they got is 100 years ahead of what they're gonna give us. Well, that's the same with the God in this high science and technology that they got. They trying to hide it from each other. They trying to hurry up and compete with China and Russia and all these other people, their other brothers. But the God gave it to him because it's played out to the God. He didn't already, perfected that. He made all things new already. So here, y'all can play with this and destroy yourself, because that's all you're going to do with it. Y'all going to destroy each other and destroy yourself. And that's what he gave it to you for. He was going to give you a peek into the heavens and prove that you wasn't worthy of being in the heavens or having heavenly wisdom, because you just going to make hell out of it. And that's why he gave it to him. And that's why we supposed to get out the way and let them blow themselves up or do whatever they're going to do with each other. Devon Cutmore, what do you think about the brain implants like Neuralink by Elon Musk, or the new one by Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates? I think they're all about total control. Yeah, they total control of any fools that would let them do that. If you take the Fauci juice, or if you take the Neuralink or the chip or whatever, that's on you. Yeah, you will be under their total control. Why would you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? The devil say, I had no authority over you except I called you and you obeyed me. So blame me not. Blame your dumb self. I ain't talking about you, Devon, but any of us that would do that, those of us that took the Fauci juice, that was dumb. You was warned. We was all warned. Why would you do that? You didn't have to fear. They didn't force it on you. You said that what they did, they forced it on you. No, they didn't. It's like Kanye said, that was a choice. That was a choice, and you chose. Yeah. So it's going to be way more technology than that. It's way more monstrosity stuff that they done built and they done developed underground. This is nothing. And God gonna let them let it loose. So this is the time to not play no games. If you think you got something better or somebody better to follow and to be guided by, other than Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan and the God, the Supreme Savior, Master Fard Muhammad, then good luck. Good luck. Your blood is off our hands. Good luck to you. Your blood is off of our hands. You chose. Same way we chose the Fauci juice, same way we chose to give the credit to HARP, and everything that's going on is we don't get a credit to the God. We look for a white man to get the credit to. So okay, well, and that's your God. You have chosen. You have chosen who you believe in, who you fear, and who you gonna obey. So by all means, do it expeditiously, Sims. You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke you smoke devil. You smoke that, right? You believe in that. So do it expeditiously. My brethren, Madan Komet, correspondent on the YouTube streets. What's good with you, brother?
Oh man, what's popping, Cam? You know, I got off work, man. I finally got settled in, so I had to jump on, man. And you know, I was listening while I was getting settled in, but hey, man, just a blessing to be on top of the earth. You know what I mean? So, how you been, bro?
Man, I'm blessed and grateful and thankful to Almighty God, Allah, in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, and in the person of Master Mahdi Elijah Muhammad, in the person of Master Messiah, soon to be Christ Farrakhan Muhammad, in the person of y'all. My Allah is in the person of us. So I can't be no happier, no more grateful and thankful to be among the people of Allah, whether you know that's what you are or not, whatever grade level of expression so far that you on, it's just my honor to represent y'all and to be one of y'all.
Hey, that's real, bro. That's real.
Yeah. Cole Godzilla TV said a small piece of the wisdom that Elijah Muhammad got into the hands of young brothers that weren't supposed to have it and still resulted in the 5% nation became a huge part of NY slang and hip hop. Yeah, that's what inspired me to even get to the nation, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, this is way more serious than hip hop, than slang and hip hop. This is not about entertainment. This is about war, identifying who the Satan is and who the gods are and where the ark is, the ark of safety, the ark of Allah, because widespread death is in the house now, is in the country now. We already saw a taste of it with Fauci. That's just the beginning of sorrows. So it's so much high scientific weaponry that these Satans have been given. That's what they was giving it for, so that they could wipe us out. Those that ain't choosing the door. You know, the lessons say a lion in a cage walking back and forth. It took them nearly 4 centuries to find the door. The door is Farrakhan. The door is Farrakhan. So if you think that is something else, or you think there is safety somewhere else, your blood is off our hands. Blood is off our hands. So that's all I can do is put it like that. You know, I love my people, but if they don't love the author, and you know, if they don't acknowledge and submit as Muslims, because that's what we are, because we practice Islam and we say Islam is mathematics. We say we doing the math and we live by math and we practice math. That means Islam. So are we Muslims or not? Rude, peace, rude. Say more like to hell with you, because you will have no good luck rejecting the man of God. Hey man, that's what the Father say. That's what the Father says. Clean up, or you out of luck with us. No good luck, no friend nor helper. The Quran said you will have no friend nor helper besides Allah. And if you already turned your back on the actual Allah that the messenger represents to us, that Elijah represents to us, then hey man, that's what you chose. You chose what you chose, and that's your business.
I was gonna ask you this. I want to ask you something real quick. What do you think about the people who practice like voodoo and Yoruba? What would you say to those people, or you would just say, "Hey, that's their business"? Or
what is voodoo? What is that?
well,
What is that?
well, from my understanding, coming from I'll just say from outside looking in, from what I've been told, is some type of, I guess, religious, spiritual practice where they supposed to, I guess, they manifest in some type of black magic, or I don't know, to be honest.
I mean, we black. What's wrong with black magic? Is it evil? Is it supposed to be evil? Like what is what is
I guess when they go through like what they do with the chickens and all this, all the different things they show us.
I don't know. I just seen propaganda. I don't know. Even if it is doing something with chickens, according to the Bible, you sacrificing rams. You got to sacrifice all kind of live animals, and you say you sacrifice your own son if you Jesus. Like, so how is that worse than Christianity or Islam?
Hey, I feel you. I always, a lot of people, they say, well, the way they paint it to us, a lot of us, I would say that, it's all this dark black wickedness is necromancy or witchcraft. They labeled it so many different things throughout the course of time. But I always wanted to ask different brothers their perspective because I don't know. I've never.
If it's a black thing, then and it's dealing with spirituality, then off rip to me, you innocent until proven guilty. I think it's righteous. I think you tap into something righteous until you can show me that is evil. The abilities of black people, whether it's to read minds or to see into the future or out of body travel, and all of that is called witchcraft and black magic or whatever because the devils fear it. It's evil to them. We do evil to devils and Satans. You know what I'm saying? So what's evil to them is good to us. So I don't expect my enemies to label, God powers as good. I expect them to label it as evil, like they labeled us as evil.
Yeah, that's true. Cause growing up in the South, my grandma used to tell me about hoodoo. She didn't practice it, but she used to just tell me how people around her practiced it and they used it. And growing up as a kid, I'm kind of looking like you don't want to look at your grandma sideways like grandma used to, but I don't. But at the same time, but I don't know if there's truth to a lot of that stuff or not. But according to a lot of people, they stand on it.
Yeah, I would love to see the results. I'm a scientist. I'm a science student, so I don't have no emotional favoritism one way or the other. I just want to see. You say it works, it does what? Because if it works, I'll use it. If it works, I'll use it. Depending on what it is. I don't do astrology and tarot cards and no stuff like that. That's BS. Gambling and chance and. But if you're doing righteous tuning, that's how we write history in advance, 25,000 years. We are prophets, we are seers, we can see the future, we can time travel. So I don't know what voodoo is supposed to be used for. So, that'll be something. If y'all know, let me know.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure, man. I just always heard different tales and different stories and stuff like that. And, but at the same time, I used to ask myself a question like, how come it didn't really? Well, some people might say it did work on the Europeans when they invaded Haiti and stuff like that, and some might say it didn't work. So I don't know.
Yeah. So if anybody knows about voodoo or voodoo or whatever the other words that they call it, let me know. What do they use it for? Is that supposed to be love spells and love potions, or you put a root like they say the Creole women do? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, let me know, because if that's what they're using it for, yeah, that's evil. Why would you want to do that? But if it's some other uses or something that's not evil, like, let me know. I'm not familiar with it. I heard about it, but I ain't ever looked into it. Cole Godzilla TV, yet they put Christ on a cross and celebrate human sacrifice of someone they accept as innocent. Right. Exactly. How is voodoo worse than that? How is what they be trying to say, the Native Americans, the Mayas or whatever, was practicing human sacrifices? It was allegedly, y'all don't got no. If you're looking at the Epstein files and the Catholic Church and all this kind of stuff, what's going on in Hollywood, y'all must be ancient Mayans then, because y'all practicing, they practicing way worse than voodoo.
Yeah, man, that's so funny to me, bro. You ain't lying when you look at it like that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Say New Orleans celebrates saints and voodoo. Yeah, like I said, that's just all that to me is all propaganda. I just want to see it work. Just show me something that works. Show me what it works for. Show me what the practical application of it is, the value, the benefit of it is, and I judge it for myself. But just because somebody say that's evil or that's righteous, I don't just take it like that. You got to show me. I'm from Missouri. You got to show me.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see how it worked and what it took to make it work.
Man. Um. Yeah, so I'm just excuse me, just scrolling. Any other question? Anybody got any other questions? Here got a here got a StreamYard link. The African is used. Monster Rock said the Africans used voodoo on George Foreman to lose to Ali. I mean, why he just couldn't lose? Why he just didn't lose? Why got to be voodoo involved? I don't care. That's what I'm saying. So I don't buy all of that. You could put as many people that has cursed me in multiple various languages and religions and cults and whatever they believe in. None of it worked. So including voodoo, including every other religion, including the nation, like people done curse me in every faith, in every way, in every language, for every different reason. Ain't none of it work. So I don't believe in none of that. You know what I'm saying? If it's wicked, you curse. From my understanding, you curse people with actual science. You get in a laboratory like Fauci, you know what I'm saying, or like Bill Gates, or like what these scientists, these satanic scientists. You get in a laboratory and you really do something. You know what I'm saying? And then you really let it go. The chemtrails, you really let it go over the people. You really infect the people with it. That's how you curse somebody. You really hit them with false information. You really hit them with something. You ain't just over there like dancing with some chickens, bloody chickens or something. That ain't gonna do nothing. You gotta penetrate me. You gotta get to me.
Yeah, that's real. I think Monster Rock watched that movie, man, when when Vin Rain played Don King and it was my Ali Boombaye. I think he watched that movie, man. I don't think no.
I mean, whatever they just loved Ali. They just loved Ali because he represented black and something that they was more familiar with. They was Muslims there too in Africa. And they knew that George Foreman at the time represented the oppressor, the Americans or whatever. So they just, whatever their culture was, everybody was saying their own type of prayers and their own type of whatever, and wanting Muhammad Ali to win. But even if they wanted him to win, like if he was fouled, if he didn't practice, if he wasn't trained, he would have lost. He wasn't out there skating on a cloud, floating on a cloud. He was getting hit. He almost didn't win. Yeah. We watched it. So that was hard. That's who had the heart. He just didn't stop. He almost lost. You see what happened with George Foreman. But Monster Rock said, did you see the movie that they blew something in his face, like with some kind of pixie dust, some kind of if I blow some arsenic in your face, if I blow some micro spores in your face, you're gonna get sick. That's not voodoo.
That's fine.
That's not voodoo. If I know I got the flu or something and I sneeze on you, that's not voodoo.
You ain't lying. For real. Oh man.
Let's bring it on down to real life. You got to do something. You got to penetrate me. You got to, no Disney, but something that you got to do to actually violate or, interact with me physically. Ishmael Wilson. Yeah, Ishmael Wilson said, I believe Boomaye means kick his backside. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just because they chanting something in African don't mean they was talking about no voodoo.
Right.
Yeah, he just had the energy of the crowd backing him up. Any fighter, any performer, any basketball player, football player, whatever, rapper knows the power of that. You definitely are absorbing the advantages, the energy of the crowd. Absolutely, the crowd will give you energy. Absolutely, but that's not voodoo.
Nah, you right on that, man. I think definitely not voodoo. I think people get caught up in the, how they say, our people start studying Africa and become more African than African. We take it to the,
Right. K Solo, Surah 50 is not the resurrection. Surah 75 is the resurrection. Qiyam is the resurrection, or Qiyamah. Surah 50 is Qaf, Qaf, and that represents a letter in Arabic that is a mystery. It has a mystery meaning nobody but Allah knows what that letter and the name of that the letter and the title of that chapter means. It involves the resurrection. The subject matter involves the resurrection, but the surah chapter is not called the resurrection. It's called Qaf. C style, spiritual magic is real. It can be used for good or evil. What's spiritual magic? What is magic, period? What is magic, period? Magic is falsehood. Magic is falsehood. Magic is deception. There's no such thing as magic that really works. Magic means deception. So spiritual magic is just deceiving somebody about spiritual things. There's no such thing as spiritual, actual magic. There's no such thing as magic. There's no such thing as supernatural. There's no such thing as a miracle. It's either you know how to do something or you don't. That's all it is. I have the knowledge of the forces of nature and how to control them or how to manipulate them, or I don't. There's no such thing as magic. There's no such thing as a miracle. It's just people that have no knowledge looking at somebody that does have knowledge. They think that you're doing magic. The cell phone that you own, or the tablet, or the computer screen that you listening to me on is magic. That's considered magic 200 years ago, 300 years ago, let alone 1,000 years ago. They would have burned you at the stake for being a witch if you would have came up with this cell phone that you listening to me on. That is not magic. It's just knowledge. And so just keep that in mind.
Yeah, man. At your C style, you hit that link and let us see that style of magic.
Rube said they got issue with voodoo practitioners sacrificing chickens, but don't got no problem with all them chicken sacrifice to Tyson and Zaxby's and churches and Bojangles and Raising Cane's. Ain't got no problem sacrificing them chickens.
Oh man. Dang. That's a fact. Shit. Oh man.
Yeah, Robert Epps. Anything and everything can be proven. If you can prove it, then if you can't prove it, then it's not the truth. That's right. Everything true can be proven. Everything untrue cannot be proven, and they're gonna give you every excuse and every story about why you can't prove. No way. Certain things that you just can't prove and you can't understand. That means you're lying. That means you're a liar and you're a scammer. You tell anybody that there's certain things that you can never understand or comprehend, you are a liar, scammer. And trust and believe they're trying to get something out of you. Especially about God. Well, God, you can't understand. You can't understand God. That's like telling me I can't understand myself. So I can't understand myself, right? No, that's that's the deception right there. That's the magic. That's the magic right there. Falsely trying to make me believe that God is something else that I can't understand. That is called magic, sorcery. That is called deception.
Yeah, man. And it's amazing how people fall for some of those deceptions, man. Like I remember the one guy used to be on BT at night, selling the handkerchiefs, the cloths, and I mean, man, they didn't get our people so bad.
Yeah. Samson's son said voodoo is KV's magic. Knowledge comes from the gods. No, KV's have knowledge from the gods. It's what you do with it that determines what you are. It's what you do with it. Is voodoo or whatever, like that's just that's just emotional terms to me. I can know physics, I can know virology, and Dr. Fauci can know virology. Now we both know the same thing. The question is what we gonna do with it. Now what are we doing with this knowledge? We know the rest of the population don't know it and they totally vulnerable to both of our knowledges. What are you going to do with this knowledge versus what am I going to do with this knowledge? That's the difference right there. It's only knowledge. It's only knowledge that the majority of the population do not have. Wicked people is going to use knowledge to enslave you, take advantage of you, and exploit you. Righteous people is going to use the knowledge to free you, to make you equal, freedom, justice, and equality with them and with that knowledge. That's the only difference. That's the difference. That's why I was asking the other brother the other day about that said he was in the nation and he was a lieutenant, but he wasn't in the only difference between God and us is knowledge. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and mastery of the knowledge. That's the only difference between us and the supreme being. Knowledge. We made out of exactly the same thing. We are exactly the same thing physically. But the gods have done something with their minds, have fed and sought and practiced and experimented and disciplined themselves with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that we ain't willing to do. We wasn't willing to do or able to do yet. We didn't have that information or we wasn't willing to get it. We wasn't willing to do what was necessary to master it. That's the only difference is mastery. Yeah. So anybody telling you anything, oh, you just can't comprehend. And once upon a time, nothing was comprehended, right? When you was a baby, you didn't comprehend SHIT. Why do you comprehend stuff now? How you gonna tell me what I can't comprehend? I comprehend you a scam artist. I comprehend that you can't last 5 more minutes with me in a conversation without me humiliating you and exposing you.
Yeah, that's real, man. You got a lot of them out there to tell you, oh, well, man, you ain't on that frequency. Some old weird,
Right. Salute. Only man left. Salute. Good to see you again, man. For real. No cap. I definitely respect you. He said they say magic is actually science. It is. Magic is a form of tricknology. Tricknology is a science. I agree with that. Learning how to master the original man through a science of lies and tricks and stealing and deletion and poisoning. So yeah, magic is a science. I agree with that. Cold God TV. What do you think of preacher Gino Jennings? He comes across as honest and sincere in his beliefs. I don't know him. I heard him say some stuff against the nation, against the minister. That of course that is going to get my antennas up because if you're talking about belief, beliefs is already admitting that we don't know certain things. There's a certain large percentage of the subject that we don't know, so we believe. And I don't mind nobody being passionate about their belief, but Gino Jennings is somebody that I would be quick to run that Curse of God challenge with, the Curse of God showdown fade with. I would love to get Gino Jennings, based on what I heard him say about Minister Farrakhan and about the NOI. I would love to get him on, because that's where I'm at right now. Is showdown time, is show improve time on that level, on the God level. No beefing, or of course no physical fighting or no physical violence. No, let's do God challenges. I'm into the power of God. My belief and my understanding of the power of God has to do with the lessons, real-time control over the forces of nature in the form of what causes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes, and what brings rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes in real time. So I want to run some rain, hail, snow, and earthquake forces of nature curses challenge on anybody that claims God. Anybody that claims that they got the real God and we don't. That's all I want to hear from you. If anybody don't want to do that, and they've been studying Farrakhan, or they familiar with Farrakhan and the NOI, and they don't want to run that, I don't got no words for them. I'm only communicating or entertaining people that want to take me up on that challenge from now on out.
Hey, that's real. I think I heard of Gino. I think I heard him. I think he still believed that the Jesus from 2,000 years ago is yet to come back. I think that's his, from my understanding.
I mean, like I said, we can all just put it to the test. We got the track record of all of the shots and prophecies that Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan done called and came true. I ain't seen no Gino Jennings prophecies. I don't think he even said nothing that Elijah or Farrakhan haven't already said. So I'm not familiar with him, but I'm familiar with wanting to run that fade with him. So until he ready to do that, then we ain't got nothing to talk about.
Hey, I know that's right.
Cold God, he takes on challengers, and his flock is dressed like members of the nation. I think he studied the nation. He sounds like a minister in his delivery. Yeah. I mean, that's, of course, I've seen that and heard that, and a lot of his talking points was, of course, what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad been teaching for 90-something years. So, I'm interested in hearing. I only want to hear what's your problem with the nation. What is your disagreement with the nation? What's your criticism? What's your accusation with the nation? Why aren't you with the nation? Why aren't you with Elijah and Farrakhan? So when I hear that, then okay, since that's it, and you represent God, right? Let's run this challenge. Let's do it. And I ain't seen nobody else doing it. I'm the only person so far that I have seen doing that. Not saying nobody else is doing it, but maybe I'm the only one, on this level of whatever popularity since I was a rapper or something like that. Maybe, but I wanna popularize this. It don't mean that I'm tempting Allah. I'm not tempting the God. I'm tempting the ops. I'm tempting the ops. I want the ops to accept it, because they got too much to say about us, and they won't never say nothing to us. So all I got to say is, let's run this God curse challenge, and let's set the specifics up. Whether we want it to happen within 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, we can run the specifics. And we just wait and let God do what God gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I believe in God. I believe in the true and living human being, black God, named Master Father Muhammad and Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Master Elijah Muhammad, and I'll pray in the name of the Son of Man, his son, the Messiah, Farrakhan Muhammad, and we just wait and see what happens. You pray in the name of whatever your God is, whoever your God is, and let's see what happens. I'm so anxious, right, to run that, and to post it up and pin it up and leave it pinned on all my social media pages and go about my business, but that's going to be the priority, calendar that we count down. I'm gonna refer to it every day. If it's more than one person, I'm gonna refer to them every day. They can refer to me every day. Because it's God business. Like, why are we talking about it if we ain't doing it? So if you don't want to talk that level with me, don't talk to me at all.
Hey. Man.
That makes sense though, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna contend for the truth and see which one is real and which one is a walking spook, I guess we could, hey, why not?
And we love shades. We love controversy. We love calling each other out, but we don't want to do it on this level. We don't want to do it on no God righteousness level. That goes for like a, called what's his name? Charleston, well, he locked up or whatever. But anybody that got a big platform and been getting together, and I'm not going to be arguing with nobody. I'm going to be like, man, do you believe in God? You believe that we fake and con man and whatever, this and that? Let's run this challenge. There's nothing else to talk about. That's like a boxer, a real MMA, a real boxer, a real squabbler. Like, we don't got to set nothing up. We don't need no promoters. Let's just go run it right quick and bring somebody with a live camera and say, let's just run it. I'm not doing this for money. I don't get paid for this. I got everything to lose, including my life, including my, humiliation, my family, everything. Like, why not do it? Till they want to show up. That's how you pull the 304 out of them. That's how you pull their 304 card. And 'tis the season. Pulling 304 cards in the name of God. Right? Because you can't pull my card. And I can't pull yours. Only God can pull both of our cards. Because we too hard-headed, remember? I'm too cocky. I'm too self-righteous. I'm too locked in, headstrong, locked in my robot follower of Farrakhan ways. And so are you. You so locked in yours. So let's let God, whoever God is, let him pull our card. It don't get no simpler than that. It don't get no realer and rawer than that.
You ain't lying.
Why argue if we're not doing that? That's how you just cut to the chase. Like, I don't want to hear that. Man, you ready to do this? You represent God? You claim you represent God, or you claim you are God, or whatever. Like, let's just do this. We're not talking about physical fighting and shooting and no violence. Let's just do this. Let's prove who's God. Whose God is God. Let's just do that. And go about our life until whatever happens, happens.
Hey, man, that's an excellent challenge. I mean,
I didn't invent it. I showed you where I got it from.
Right.
Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it on here. Because Lord, where is this at? No, that ain't it. Hold on. Yeah, I got it out the Quran, man. So I'm just obeying what I claim I believe in. Image file. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is the proof that I'm a believer. This is chapter 3 of the Quran, 3 verse 61. Whoever then disputes with you in the matter of this, after the knowledge that has come to you, then say, come, let us call our sons and your sons, and call our women and your women, and our people and your people. Let's call them and gather them, publicly. Then let us all be earnest in prayer and invoke or call for the curse of Allah on the liars. That's all you got to do. So if you're not ready to do that, you're not willing to do that, then we have nothing to talk about. We at that point at the, we in this season now. We in the 50th year. We in the 70th year of the end of grace. There's nothing else to talk about but that. Nothing else to talk about. That might unfortunately affect my podcast views and ratings because ain't nobody gonna show up for that.
So. That would definitely make the wicked believe, man, or anybody that just tiptoeing, they would definitely not step to that challenge. That's oh man, that's powerful, man. You pulled a verse on them, so like that's oh man.
Yeah, I'm just proving I'm coming out of my book. I'm going strictly by what I claim I believe in. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. I don't even claim I know. I'm gambling on belief. I'm gambling on some Arab book. You know what I'm saying? I must be crazy. I'm gambling on an Arab book with my life.
Yeah, that's what some might say. But
yeah, I'm a believer and I'm gambling, but I'm willing to do what you not willing to do. And you a knower, or you a God yourself, or you a prophet, or whatever, these Christians, Gino Jennings, or whoever you are, whatever you into, I shouldn't be more faithful. I shouldn't be more courageous or zealous about running this level of a challenge than you are. I don't got no congregation. I don't pass no collection plate.
Hey, that's real. I mean, I think to me that's why not? Like, okay, because I think you got people like Gino Jennings and a lot of, they say I've been studying and teaching the Bible for 40 years. So to me, you should be willing to step up and take that challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that with youngsters. I wouldn't really do that with youngsters. That challenge is reserved for old heads that think they know it all. If you think that you are a elder or a vet or a G or OG or whatever, I wouldn't do that challenge with youngsters because they following, unfortunately, they following the so-called OGs. Mm-hmm. That's only reserved for the leaders of disbelief. I want to run that level of fade on your leaders. Leaders only. Because you knock the head out, the body gonna follow, right?
Facts.
I ain't got enough energy to be taking on followers and shit. I'm only one person. Just give me your leader.
That's real. Yeah.
Elijah 0495, peace Cam. Recently, I became familiar with the NOI's anti-drug patrol known as the Dope Busters back in the 80s and the 90s. Do you know when it ceased and why? I heard that it was successful. Yeah, it ceased for a number of reasons. The main reason had to do with the government. I wouldn't say infiltration, but the government hindrance, because we was already doing it, but then it was politics and politicians that came in and stepped in. Because if I'm not mistaken, that was brother student minister Sharif, formerly Supreme Captain Sharif in DC, and Big Block, and the FOI from DC. That it's escaping my mind, but they was getting praised at first. They was getting supported, of course, by the community, but even the law enforcement and the government stepped in. And I don't know if it was a mayor or a city council or somebody that actually said that the brothers need to be compensated because they doing for the city what the paid officials, paid public servants ain't even able to do. The police and the government and all of that ain't even able to do. So it was some, politician. I don't know if they was of the small cap community that went in there and threw a monkey wrench and scared all of them. Because we had our own little patrol cars and uniforms and all of that, that the government was actually helping, beginning to sponsor and compensate. But then, like I said, if I'm not mistaken, I think the small cap Satan political Satan influence stepped in and busted up the dope busters. So it got too spicy and too tricky when it come to that. We still is in the city. We still is in the projects and still doing what the FOI do. But as far as that particular title and that whole thing, you know, that is the only thing that got dismantled. But the FOI stayed doing what we've been doing. Bible Abel was the second. Okay. What gets me in church is churches and so-called pastors are not even helping they're donating people. If they take up an offering for years, why is it people living suffering? Even Jesus said, feed my flock. Yeah, feed my sheep. Hey, that's why we either gonna fulfill one part of the Bible or the other. We either feeding ourselves and not the flock, and them false shepherds, them bad shepherds instead of the good shepherds. Good shepherd is gonna lay down his life. So we already see which one of the good shepherds has laid down their life. Only man, yeah. It's up to you. Where I've been putting the link up there. The link is up in there. BL Senior, salute. There's the link for anybody that want to hop on. Supreme Touch was that challenge with Moses and Pharaoh. No, that was a different challenge with Moses and Pharaoh. The Moses and Pharaoh challenge was regarding his magicians. That was regarding the magicians and the enchanters, the sorcerers of Pharaoh. That was going against Moses. That wasn't Moses going against Pharaoh. That wasn't leader against leader. That was Moses against minions. That was Moses against 304 minions. So Elijah was leaders against leaders, prophets against prophets. Especially when they tell you they were called by God, right? On a roll, salute on a roll. More women in hell, I can believe it. Yeah, according to Hadith, which is sayings of the prophet that we don't necessarily take as gospel or as, they're just anecdotes or, something to keep in mind. But it's a saying that that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was shown a vision of hell and a vision of heaven, and he saw that the majority of the inhabitants of heaven were the poor, and the majority. He was also shown a vision of hell, and he saw that the inhabitants of hell were women. Women was the majority inhabitants of hell, and the poor was the majority inhabitants of heaven or the garden. And he was asked why was women the majority. He said because of their ungratefulness for their favor, their ungratefulness to their husbands. They're ungrateful for good treatment, ungrateful for their favors, and they curse too much. So that's a hadith, but that's not in the Quran. only man left. Peace.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace to the God. Assalamu alaikum, God.
God, walaikum salam.
All right. Yes, sir. Yeah. Appreciate you for having me back on the platform.
I told you VIP. We don't have to agree.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So I had a thought from reflecting on our last conversation, going back and forth. You know what I would love to see or love to hear from yourself, right? Or somebody as notable as yourself, or even maybe more notable. We need to have somebody, and I'm saying this because in the past few days, you've kind of been on this, let me phrase this properly. You've been doing your thing. I was going to say, like, you've been kind of like going after God. So I'll just say that. and
Well,
Father Allah or Clarence.
well, let me stop you right there. So I kind of disagree. I can understand that you taking it that way, but that's the same. It's similar to how Minister Farrakhan got in trouble with the Jews, right? He wasn't intending to go at nobody. He was defending Jesse Jackson in 1984 when he was trying to run for presidency. And Jesse Jackson said something that Jaime Town or something like that, something that, and then a black reporter aired him out or something, you know, because he said it in confidence. And So in defense of Jesse Jackson, you know, the minister got involved, and you know, he said some things, not really knowing that it was even going to be taken like that. And that's kind of how I did. Anything you hear me say was a response to Lord Jamar. So once I'm responding to Lord Jamar, and then there's other 5%ers that get on, and then they're going to have an issue with how I respond to Lord Jamar, then it's going to keep going. If you keep it going, then I'm going to keep it going, because, okay, let's get all the way into it. So that's how Farrakhan got all the way into it with the Jews. Jews wasn't on his radar. 5%ers wasn't on my radar until somebody that claimed to be a 5%er started speaking ill of the nation. And then other 5%ers want to jump in. Instead of jumping in against Lord Jamar on that subject, they came and jumped in against me. So, okay, let's run it then. I'm never going back down.
Can I respond?
Yeah, I'm just letting you know how it happened. So if you say I'm on a rampage or I'm on this or I'm that, yeah, just like you bringing it up right now. You bringing it up is going to make me keep bringing it up.
Well, I didn't bring that part. Well, I didn't complete my context. So you kind of responded to something that you segued into something else that I wasn't trying to talk about. But as a disclaimer, I hear what you're saying, right? And exactly, I hear what you're saying. But nation of gods and earth is not the Jews. They're not the Zionists. Now let's get past that. I said the nation of gods and earth is not the Jews, and they're not the Zionists. Now let's get past that, because the reason.
Hold on. It's not about that. It's about the principle. It don't matter who it is. God is not a respecter of person. So if the nation of gods and earth is saying something about disparaging or some lies or slander about the nation, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are.
Okay, can I respond?
Yeah.
Okay. This, because again, it's kind of segueing into something else. Okay, Lord Jamar does not represent the nation of gods and earth. So I hear you saying you responded to Lord Jamar. However, that segued into you getting at their father, the nation, not Lord Jamar, the nation of gods and earth father. So I hear what you're saying.
Were you there? I got to stop you, because
I'm not trying to go there with it, God. I'm not trying to go there with it. What I really want to talk about.
You can't put your spin on my story. This is my story. Do you know how it started? Did you see the interaction when it first started? When I first started talking about this?
I'm not trying to even talk about any of that. That's not the reason why I even brought that up.
And don't speak on that part then.
All right. I think, okay, let me double back to the beginning, and I'm gonna try to start over. Just hear me out. So when I reflected on our conversation, I had a thought, and I was saying in my thought, I would love for somebody like yourself, as notable as yourself, and talking about the nation of gods and this nation of Islam, I would like to see somebody like yourself or whoever, just as notable or more notable, reach out or ask for the nation of gods and earths. They don't have a leaders, like how we have leaders in the nation of Islam. Reach out to people who's notable in their camp, and those of us who's notable in our camp, and you or whoever call them together and say, listen, you know what I would like to see? I would like to see the nation of gods and earths and the nation of Islam, the leaders, come together and ask for or request sort of like a you know how you it's a you know how rich people gather like donations? You have funds, and let's say the gods gather funds from their camp, the nation gathers funds from our camp. We come together as Nation of Gods and Earths and Nation of Islam, and we go buy a plot of land out there in Arizona or Georgia or Virginia, and then we use our money and we buy land to produce crops to feed our people. And then we will be the example of those of us who are higher up in the conscious community, such as the Nation of Islam and the Nation of Gods and Earths, who are respected. If we come together and we go buy some land and we start doing productive things, then that will trickle down to those of those in the conscious community and below, down to the gang members, and everybody would drop their flags. Because at the end of the day, to me, what it sounded like in your initial focus on them, it did sound like you was highlighting you was highlighting the flaws of the father and the flaws of this, that, and the other. Not that you was wrong or right. It's not about that. My thing is the commonality in the focus, right? The messenger said this. He said our unity was what? More powerful than what? A new atomic or hydrogen bomb. So why not us come together as Nation of Gods and Earths and the Nation of Islam who have difficulties and friction? Why not come together?
What do we have friction about?
Hold on. It doesn't matter now because you've already you already
how you gonna come together if you don't address what our friction is?
In the context from which I'm talking, it doesn't matter. Because in every organization,
how are you gonna tell me it don't matter when you're talking to one of the FOI?
G, in the context of where I'm going with it, the friction or the discrepancies don't matter. I'm saying override.
Friction. We don't
hold
have
on,
no
God.
friction.
We don't have friction, but God, you was on a whole tirade for a while going on. So
okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
hold on. So what is?
I'm trying to make a point, Lord. I'm trying to make a point, G.
Just talking, bro. Like the point. Like
I mean, if you let me make my point, then you'll hear me.
So
my whole point is
the most talking.
Yeah, but I'm not done. I'm not done reaching my point.
Can you hurry up and be done? Hurry up and make the point.
The point is, I'm gonna simplify it.
Huh?
I'm gonna simplify my point.
Bro, make a point.
Okay. The simplified point is, let's come together. Somebody like you or whoever, call us together, the leaders of both camps, come together and be an example for the people of unity that the messenger saw as powerful, more powerful than an atomic or hydrogen bomb. Let's be that example, and you can call that. But instead, what I've noticed in reflecting on our conversation, you wasn't calling for that. I was trying to bring the balance and peace. You wasn't calling for that, and that's not a disdain or a diss against you, but it's something that I observed. So I want us to come together and, like I said, buy a plot of land, feed our people. We all have the same goals. We can talk. The minister said this. Let's build our people productively, and if we have philosophical differences, we could talk about that afterwards. So I didn't find your whole
after what?
After we build our people up. God, are you following me? You follow me?
No, I don't follow you.
After we build out, after we unify,
what do we build our people up with?
After we unify our people and start doing something productive as a Black community in unison, in synchronicity, then I'm not talking about the NOI not doing that, God.
The NOI. So
yeah, but that's segueing into something different. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about unifying.
I heard what you said.
But that's bringing. You're taking the conversation elsewhere. You're taking the conversation elsewhere. I'm talking about unity.
You're taking yours where you want to take it.
I'm taking my conversation to unity. You're taking the conversation somewhere else, and I'm not trying to debate. I'm not trying to debate.
Unity based on what?
I just explained it. If somebody like, I'm gonna say it again, just in case you didn't catch it. If somebody like yourself said, listen, I would like to see the Nation of Gods and Earths leaders, Nation of Islam leaders come together, pool resources from both camps, go buy 1,000 acres out there in Virginia or Georgia, and we feed our people, grow some schools or do some schools or whatever, or house our people, that is unity. That's the beginning stages, because those of others in conscious community, when they see us come together as nation of gods and nation of Islam, they're going to be like, maybe that's a good idea, because they're doing productive things for the community. It's all about community. It's all about what the messenger said. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said.
Oh, wait, stop,
unity.
Stop.
Am I wrong?
Well, if it's all about what the messenger said, then messenger tells you who he's to unite with people of like minds, right? You're uniting on his teachings, right? You're not united on
God.
his teachings?
G, we're united on his teachings. We have different methodologies. You don't like the methodology of the Nation of Gods and Earths, clearly, which is fine.
What is the methodology of the Nation of Gods and Earth?
That's a G. We're not going to get into the.
We're not going to get into that. You ain't going to sit here and tell me what I don't like, and then don't tell me what it is.
Well, you just expressed. You just talked about for the past 7 days about all of the things that you disagree with the Nation of Gods or Clarence 13.
It's 138 people on here. Give us one of the things I disagree about.
It doesn't matter. I'm talking about unity. No, it don't matter.
You're going to get muted unless you answer my question.
How you going to bully the conversation?
What I disagree with, and then not tell the people what that is.
Yeah, but how are you going to bully my conversation in context?
Like this. Just like that. So now you call it bully. You sounding like a Karen. Why are you using words like bash and out for blood and bully? All of the words that get your page demonetized, get your page shut down, have people coming to your house. Why are you using words like that, bro? How am I a bully?
I didn't say you was a bully. I said you're bullying.
You said that.
Bro, I said you're bullying the conversation in the context. I'm talking in a specific context. I don't care about differences. I don't care about the bad that Father Allah did. How he, like you said, he stole the lessons and he did this and he, okay, fine. If that's what it was, I'm not going to disagree with you. But at the end of the day, he left behind a nation who's trying to do good for the Black community, just like Hebrew Israelites, just like Moors.
Why are you keep on projecting that I'm dissing the followers if the followers is dissing me? If the followers is dissing, if his followers is dissing the nation and dissing Farrakhan and Master Fard Muhammad and Elijah Muhammad, why are you accusing me of dissing them?
Well, I'm not accusing you of anything.
You've been doing that since you've been on my live for the last few days. You trying to make it a beef between me and the 5%ers.
God, I think you did that very well by yourself. I'm coming to establish.
Let me do it. You don't speak for them then. Get somebody else to speak for them.
I'm not speaking. You know how I speak?
You're not one of the leaders, right?
You know how I speak? I'm gonna tell you how.
You're not one of the leaders, right? If you're not one of the leaders, then you shouldn't be talking to me. Go get one of the leaders. Come back with one of the leaders. See how we can't hear you?
Yo, that's crazy.
I'm just exercising control. This is not, yeah.
All right, you know what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna say, right?
Who's your leader in the 5% nation?
What? Okay. This is what I'm gonna say.
Answer the question. Who is your leader in the 5%? Who is one of your leaders?
You're bringing this elsewhere that I'm not trying to go. I don't.
All right, well then you gone then. But you still got a VIP, but you're not making that organization look good. If you bringing up leaders, then you bring them. I don't know them. How you gonna tell me to organize your leaders, your people's leaders? You organize them. You bring them over here. That don't make no sense. I'm responsible for organizing your community's leaders. No, you should brought somebody else with you, and then be quiet and let me speak with them, because me and you ain't getting nowhere. That makes sense.
Y'all can hear me?
You willing to do that?
Willing to do
next time you come over here, bring a elder or somebody that's your leader, one of your leaders here.
This is what I believe, right? And hopefully you don't mute me because you got the power to mute
me. You're already taking too long. You didn't even address what I just said. You're not willing to bring your own community, your own 5% community. Why am I responsible for rounding up, trying to gather and call for a unity like that? Why you can't do it?
Two things. First thing, I'm not a Nation of God's Newest member. Second thing, I'm not a Nation of God's Newest member. Second thing, only thing that I want to
ain't got no right to speak for them or for us.
I'm not speaking for them, God. Like, you're not following what I'm saying. Like, you trying to argue a whole different point that I'm not talking about. Only thing that I'm talking about. No, everybody could see you muting me and not letting me get my context and point across.
Actually, they've been telling me to boot you, but I'm not doing that.
Hey, look, listen, if they want to want somebody like myself who's operating like I'll put it like this is the better context to put it for you. You'll understand this perfectly. I look at myself at this point as being like the 10,000 fearless. I'm trying to step in between. I'm trying to step in between your shots and their shots. If I see a nation, if I see
no beef, ain't no shots. Matter of fact, you out of here. Just the fact you trying to use that kind of language. What are you talking about? Shots? Ain't nobody taking no shots. You a COINTELPRO agent. You just lost all your little privileges. Yep, that did it right there. Don't ever show back up over here. Talking about the 10,000 feels between shots. The hell up out of here. Madon, you there, man?
Yeah, I'm still here, man. I was listening. I was definitely listening into that. Yeah, that was
every time he got on here, he would say some warlike, violent type violation words, like I was doing that against the 5%ers. Pure COINTELPRO playbook. Trying to make it seem like he's calming some beef down. There ain't no beef. Where your cheerleading, no shirt wearing OnlyFans ass come from? Like, ain't no beef. We already know what we don't agree with, what we disagree on theology. What the hell are you talking about? And now you talking about you don't even represent them? It's your troll COINTELPRO J. Edgar Hoover cross-dressing ass up out of here.
Oh man. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that was
Yeah, I don't play that. That's how quick it can go from VIP to the sunken place, to the upside down, to the dark side. That's how quick it can happen.
Okay. Yeah, that was definitely a twinkling of an eye.
You're talking about 10,000 feet. I'm standing between the shots.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, and like I said, there ain't even no beef. I seen Rich Block 27. I seen somebody sent me. I think his name was Brother Father Shyborn, and that was from Inf Mega. You know what I'm saying? I guess he showed him that, or he was watching while he was on there, and I heard what he had to say, and I don't have no beef with that. He said I said something slick or something like that about the prophet, or Elijah never said he was a prophet or something like that. I'm talking about Master Fard Muhammad, and I'm pretty sure I didn't say that. I said, why are you only focusing on what Elijah Muhammad said on that paper of 1934, but then you ignored everything that he said in the flesh, in your face, for the next 40 years. That's not slick talk. That's something that I challenge that brother and anybody else, all of them put together, but I'm not going to go to some New York park to do it. We got modern equipment. If you're reading the lessons, it lets you know that we're using modern times equipment. Now with modern equipment, the lion is walking 30 feet per minute. He was just walking 60 something per second, or per minute, 60 feet. I mean, now he's walking 3,000 feet per minute. So we don't need to go to no park. We could do it right here and get more people than you ever have in a park. And, you know, we can show and prove whether I'm slick talking or whether I'm fact talking. We clearly says the prophet by our prophet W.D. Farad that, yeah, we nobody denied that. But all throughout the lessons, it calls Master Farad Muhammad different people, different ranks. It call him prophet. It call him messenger. It calls him originator. It call him savior. Call him son of man. Call him Allah. And that's because that was all different grade levels of titles that Elijah Muhammad was trying to figure out. And you see, brother Dr. Wesley Muhammad, he laid that out a long time ago. Same with brother Wakil Allah, laid out the history of why Elijah Muhammad called Master Farad Muhammad prophet in the lessons, because Master Farad Muhammad already told him, don't say that I'm Allah. Don't say who I am. So when he answered him and he was able to put his own footnotes or whatever and previews or whatever the word is, he said, yeah, by our prophet. That wasn't Elijah. I mean, that wasn't Master Farad Muhammad speaking. That was Elijah, because he was still hiding the identity of Allah. This is before Allah left. Remember, don't say that about me while I'm here. When I'm gone, you could say all of that of who I am. So yeah, he was saying that, but he was trying to figure out the best words because he was growing. That's why part of why the lessons is answered very near correct, because that wasn't the correct title. It was 5 different titles. It said, I write this stuff down. It said, they sent a messenger, 12 leaders of Islam conferred in the root of civilization over us, the Lost Foundation, and they sent a messenger. So he's called a messenger. Then it says the originator decided to take him off the planet. That numbers 11-1. The originator, they call him the originator. Of course, he called him W.D. Farad, our prophet. He calls him the savior, our savior. He calls him the son of man. Calls him Allah. Calls him God. So what's the slick talk? What's the slick talk? I'm with all of that. Let's meet up. We don't got to go to a park. Let's meet up right here. Everybody can be in the privacy and the comfort of their own home, a cell phone, or office, or car, or whatever, and we can run it all the way down. So, I'm not ducking nothing. I'm calling for it. And then after that, if you're the leaders, if y'all leaders, then we can do the other level of God challenging that I'm talking about. But yeah, he didn't really, I don't know if I didn't really take it as disrespect. The God, he showed respect. I can understand that he was not pleased with what I said, and I don't expect him to be pleased. But there's still open dialogue. Like we're gonna have to address it. We're gonna have to deal with it. Otherwise, it's not gonna get healed, right? So that's where I'm at. Never running, never retreating by Allah's permission, never turning my heels. I'm a Muslim, right? And I practice Islam, right? Muslim. The title Muslim given by our Savior before his departure. Islam is mathematics. Don't the guys on the earth do math? What's today's math? What's the math? Math one, ain't that Islam? Y'all don't do Islam? I don't, that's questions I would ask you. That's not no beef. We can't just talk. Where'd you get your math from? So, but it's not no beef. I respect that. I respect passion of warriors. I respect soldiers and warriors. I respect lords of war. The Lord is a man of war. I respect that. That's the language I want to speak. I don't want to speak no shirt off, talking about I'm standing in between the two showers, little male strippers. I don't speak that language. I speak warrior language. I speak God warrior language. So I respect the brother. What was his name? That's the kind of language I respect. If he upset, he gonna say he upset. If if he think I'm talking slick, he gonna say it. I respect that. That's man talk. Don't come up here speaking for no warriors. And then you claim you're not even one. You false flag. Get your ass out of here.
Oh man. Hey.
Salute AO. Thank you, AO. And please, y'all forgive me, please. And my brothers and sisters from the 5% Nation. Forgive me again, because maybe I was deceived, maybe some technology used, and I was triggered by COINTELPRO false flaggers that ain't members of your community, like Lord Jamar. If you say he ain't members of the 5% Nation, just like the guy with the shirt off that I just blocked, acting like he's representing, y'all's community. So I sincerely, humbly apologize. Please forgive me again. You know what I'm saying? For my spirit being wrong. I don't apologize for facts, but I'll apologize for a spirit if I'm allowing myself to get triggered by COINTELPRO trolls or whatever. So I humbly apologize to the nation of God and Earth, or the 5% Nation community, for my spirit. You know what I'm saying? If I allow myself to get whatever, disrespectful in tone and spirit because of stuff like that. So please forgive me. And please, like I said again, let me know what I can do to make it right with official leaders, official gods, official members, because the ones that I've been talking to, most of them either ain't leaders or they ain't official. So I'm definitely willing to build and sit down and show respect to whoever. And I don't speak for myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this as I'm representing Minister Farrakhan or the Nation of Islam. So in that sense, I am speaking for myself, because I'm not speaking their sentiment. If I'm making mistakes or being disrespectful in spirit, that's me. Don't charge that to the FOI. Don't charge that to Minister Farrakhan. Charge that to me. I show up and take my discipline, my DP, or whatever we got to do. But this man business, this God business, God man business. But again, thank you, AO, and walaikum salam, and happy Savior's Day and Ramadan Mubarak to everybody. You there, Ramadan? I'm sorry, man. I know I'll be.
Nah, man. Hey, nah, Cam, you right and exact, man. Hey, man, I be enjoying every moment, because you laying down the facts and the truth, and you're inviting people to say, hey, if you feel like this, or you think this way, come up here and let me know, or let's have, or whatever. I come your way, or whatever. So my thing is, I think we're in that time to where we need these dialogues. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna say these things and about God and all this other stuff. In my humble opinion, we need that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I think so. And everything works together for the good. All things work together for the good of the righteous, and he or she who loves the Lord and is called according to his purpose. So yeah, it was irritating me the whole time, and I was just allowing it to go, just trying to see how far it was going to go, and maybe that perhaps I could influence the only fan to appeal to his, because he was definitely jacking it and banging it like he was fully a 5%er. Now when I asked him, he's saying he not one, but he was the one steady trying to make it seem like I got beef with the God body, like, with the 5%ers. No, I got issues with the leader. Yes, my issues is clear. That's not no secret. That's not no secret. But even if it's an issue, it ain't never beef. It ain't causing no beef. We don't stay away from the 5%ers. It ain't no black people that the nation say, no, you can't come here. And no, we embracing everybody. They stay away from us. All these black organizations don't want to unite with us. If anything, we ain't turning down nobody. We don't turn away nobody. But we stand on the authority and the authored lessons and teachings of the flesh and blood leader and founder and finder of the Lost Foundation of Islam in the wilderness of North America. W.D. Fard Muhammad, our Savior Allah, praise his holy name. Besides him, there is no God for us. If you got a problem with us because of that, then you got a problem with us, and we can't unite. There is no uniting. That's all. But it's all respect. Like I said, I respect soldiers. I respect warriors, but that don't mean we're going to be together.
Hey, that's real, bro. Okay. Hey, it's time to step it up. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna back it up and you know what I'm saying? Put it down and stand 10 toes down. Okay. For real.
So yeah, that's it. I mean, but like I said, and it's subjects like these, like COINTELPRO, they know my psychological profile. They know, man, your job is to get him talking about that some more and talking about that some more. So if you was able to successfully, you know, trick me or trigger me into talking about that some more, that's why I want to successfully apologize for being triggered and deceived and led into sounding like I'm talking against the 5% nation. I'm not talking against the 5% nation. Lord Jamar was used, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to respond. Like, I'm a soldier. I'm one of those scavenger white blood cells. I just float. I'm a floater. You know what I'm saying? And when I see that as some antibodies or some microbes or some pathogens or whatever, then I'm going in that direction. That's not against the good of brother Clarence 13X, whom they refer to as the Father Allah. That's, you know, only Allah knows the full judgment story. I only know my level. But if you pressing me and if you sending little trolls to press me, then they want an emotional response. So again, I apologize, sincerely, humbly apologize to my 5%er family, Nation of Gods and Earth Gods, the soldiers, the warlords, the you know, the babies, the earths, because, you know, we ain't never had no history of that, but we ain't never really had this level of social media COINTELPRO trolls, stripper trolls neither, male stripper trolls neither. So I apologize for even certain things I'm gonna stop allowing, you know, to have access to me on this on this thing. But yeah, so in the spirit of atonement, in the spirit of Ramadan, spirit of Savior's Day, I humbly apologize again. I do it 3-4 times. I do it a whole episode of just apologizing to my brothers and sisters of the 5% nation. It don't mean I said nothing wrong. I'm not saying that. I didn't say nothing lie. I didn't lie. But I was used. I was triggered. I was caused to react. I fell for the reaction of enemies that, you know, claim both sides. They claim to be, you know, this side or that side, but they ain't neither one. So I apologize again for that. And like I said, please let me know how I can make it right or make it better, you know, in y'all's eyes and y'all's, you know, community and society, because I'm not that kind of op. I'm reasonable. You can reason with me. So, but yeah, I've been on here 2.5 hours. Ramadan, you got the last word, brother.
No doubt, Cam, man. It's always a good build, man. And I think, you know, hey, anybody that's say a seasoned veteran, hey man, take the Brothers Cam challenge, man. You know, I think that's an excellent challenge that people need to see, and I think it'll be beneficial for the people, you know. And with that, I just say peace and blessings.
And peace and blessings, God willing, to tomorrow. KAM-PAIN Live, and we out.